how did you find your way into the HubSpot ecosystem? And along those lines, if you had to sum up your sales philosophy, what would that be?
Yeah, so HubSpot obviously has become a pretty well-known household name at this point. I could definitely say I worked for one of the bigger competitors on the dark side, and obviously came up against HubSpot quite a bit, and knew of all the great foundations and the great services that HubSpot had to offer. So really wanted to kind of dip my toe in, and it's been an amazing experience so far. Obviously, getting to work with partners like you, as of today is no doubt the best. So that's been fantastic. Um, and I think you guys also kind of just go along the lines of my sales philosophy too. I think the biggest thing is, for me and what's been most successful for me is just being a genuine person, being consultative, being a good listener. I think if you could be at least have some of those pillars, that's really going to take those conversations and earn that trust a lot easier and make that relationship a lot stronger. I'm really big on just being a good listener, being a genuine person, and letting some of the chips fall where they may. There's a few different portions of it. I think at the end of the day, we're helping businesses, regardless of the size, small, medium, enterprise level, have a positive impact on what they're doing. Typically, when we obviously talk to customers for the first time, they're using a bunch of different scattered things. They've got teams in different silos not talking to each other. So being able to work at a place like HubSpot that we could possibly impact and make people's day-to-day jobs and their lives easier is definitely one of the most rewarding things for me working. So I think that was the big thing of like, how do we earn their trust, earn the credibility, do all those things, prove all that value when they're pretty much right at the goal line. So I think, again, it was that good initial call, leveraging the internal teams at HubSpot, our solutions engineers and our architects to really drive home a lot of the value and give them ultimately the confidence that they needed to move forward with us. It was a really great team win, but yeah, we were definitely really late to the party on this one. And it's funny, I was just telling my team about this too, because it's the other side's end of quarter this month and they've got all their plays against us and we have all our plays against them. But what I was just telling folks, like at the end of the day, you just need to be a person. You need to be genuine. You need to care. You need to be a good listener. And I think I said this earlier on the show, but that I think is really what helped build a lot of credibility and value early on. We weren't trying to force them into a particular box. Here's how you need to evaluate HubSpot. We weren't trying to rush them. We knew the cards were stacked up against us a little bit to start, but I think it was just, hey, what do you really need to feel confident with HubSpot? What do you need to see? What do you need to do? And we'll do it. I think there's always that kind of give and take of, hey, you want to obviously educate people and, hey, here's how people evaluate your platform, or here's how people typically do this, right? I think that's also good. It's a little bit of a dance, right? You kind of want to educate, but you also want to listen. And like for the more times than not, people will tell you what they need and what needs to happen for them to move forward. And for us in sales, maybe that timing doesn't always align when we want it to, or we don't initially have the right people involved or interested, and nothing's ever going to perfectly line up. So you kind of have to take some of those nuggets and think about them carefully and how you really want to proceed the conversation and make sure you're at least continuing to move it forward. So I think we did a really great job with the foundation on that. We asked those questions. Hey, what needs to happen? What do you need to see? What do you need to feel? What is this experience need to be like? I think we kind of really hit on a lot of those good points. What has made me successful over however many years I've been doing this, which it's just being a friend, being a partner, being consultative. Let me hear what's going on and let me play back maybe some options and some recommendations that I think could fit. And if the timing is now or if it's soon, let's talk about what that looks like and what we need to do to make that realistic. You've got a goal for the end of the year. Okay, let's work back from that and talk about here's exactly what needs to happen. Here's what a realistic timeline is. And again, I've got the advantage of been doing this for a while, so I could speak to that. And when I talk to it, it comes off genuine because I know if you wait a couple of weeks or you wait a couple of months, you may miss some deadlines. Your contracts are going to renew and you're going to be double paying
Mhm.
for a whole year. So it's just, I think a little bit over time comes with experience. But to your point, Stephen, like for newer folks, it's be a good listener. Don't try to put them into your box. Ask questions based on things that they're saying. And, the conversation will take it where it needs to go. But obviously, you want to have some of your tools and some of the things that you want to check off as well, too.